All right, change is a constant, you know. Can you imagine how we quickly switched from that subject matter, you know, with our first guest to this one that we're all smiling. Thanks for being there. How should we deal with change? Does change come with benefits at all? We have so many questions to help us through. The next 25 minutes or more is a giant in this field, and I will allow another giant in the house, John Senaya, to do us the honor of introducing our next guest.
There are giants and there are giants. I think we have the real giants in the house. Thanks, Helen. Isichio Sangbi holds a master's degree in international law and diplomacy from Unilag, a BA honors in English from the Ambrose Ali University, and he is currently Director of Special Duties, External Relations and Technical Cooperation at NIMASA. Our guest is a fellow of the Institute of Public Relations, a member of Chartered Institute of Transport and Administration. It's quite a lot. Rotarian, yes. Isichio Osangwi. I had to rub that in
Yes,
for
sir.
Helen. Serves presently as Assistant Governor, Rotary District 9110, Nigeria, and is a member of the Rotary Club of Ikoyi. Please join us to welcome our guest with certificates in newspaper management from the University of Mainz in Germany and maritime management qualifications from institutes in Sweden, USA, and the UK. He's looking at change management today, the Picasso analogy, whatever that is. Isiche Osangbi, you're welcome.
Thank you so much for joining us today on the program. Now, so I will start, all right? So how can the principles of change management be applied to navigate transitions within families, such as relocating to a new home or adjusting to major life events?
Thank you very much. Good morning, viewers, and I must say I'm delighted to be here once more. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
And that I would say is one very important aspect of change, because what you're doing here should be touching people's life and bringing about change in their lives.
Exactly.
And these are great contributions. I pray one day we'll value these contributions in this country beyond the way it's valued now.
Thank you.
Change is, well, I'll begin with myself, begin to say, I think I'm a subject of change myself, so I like to discuss change as a major issue at any time, something to look at. And you've said it all. How do we bring about change in everyday life, whether it's in management, in offices, homes, you know, anywhere? It is important. And you begin by just asking yourself, what's change? Why change? Everybody just look at change. The word change is all about doing things differently. So at every point in time in your life, there should be a need to look back and say, hey, how do I get better? So change is a basic factor to getting better. You know, if you want to do things better, just know you got to bring about change.
Progress.
Yes.
It's progressive.
So it's not just about saying change. Here we're saying it must be systematic. So how do you bring about that change? Yeah. So people just look at it, oh, you wake up and I want to do this thing differently. You start, you don't finish it. That's the problem. That's the problem. You know, they're talking about the Picasso model, and we're looking at things. Before then, painting was done differently. People did that and all that. And the man said, no. Can I bring about some change? You know, doing paintings in cubes and all that. People like, we're used to just using strokes to just paint human beings and all that. What's this man bringing human beings in different cubes, parts of human beings in cubes? But at the end, it brought about discussions. It brought about people looking at things different ways. And when you put all those cubes together, it made sense in the artwork. You know, the abstracts and all that begin to fuse together. Yes. So you must be able to look at things differently to better your life at any given time.
In one word, you're saying to us that change is constant?
Yeah.
And that change has to be intentional.
Definitely.
Right? It's continuous.
Yes.
It's a continuous process,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So now tell me, in what ways can change management concepts
Good.
help individuals and families? Because we're here for the family, really.
Yeah.
You know, how does it help them adapt to societal changes,
Yeah.
such as technology advancements or shifts in
Thank you.
cultural norms?
Thank you. You know, there used to be the Chinese parable we've had even before technology, that the only educated man is the dead man. Well, I'm not just taking us back to the last speaker, but anyway. So you just keep learning and keep improving. Maybe that's really why the Chinese are where they are today, because they keep bringing about changes, looking at things differently. So when we begin to think about change, the important ingredient there is management. You know, that's what makes my own change different from your own change or the other person's change. In the sense that I decided to manage my own change. So that change management principles is what makes you excel. So you must set out. You must be conscious, intentional. If you are not intentional, then it's haphazard, then you don't have a goal. So if you are intentional, you set out your objectives. It must be timely, it must be measurable, and it must be attainable.
Yeah.
Are you with me? It must be timely, it must be measurable, it must be attainable.
And achievable.
Achievable, yes. If you can't achieve it, then if I say I want to buy an aeroplane in the next 2 weeks, how am I going to achieve it? It's unachievable. So
you never know.
Yeah. So so you should be realistic.
Yeah.
So if you say I want to move in my house, I want to change the style of doing things in the kitchen, for instance, and you want to have breakfast ready in the morning, you want to have it before 7 so that everybody can go to work and school and all that, in case you've been doing it late. So you must sit down, spell out the procedures. Don't just wake up, housekeeper, children, everybody who must all have breakfast.
At 7 o'clock.
No. Get their buy-in.
Yeah.
Emotional intelligence comes in. How about the program? Look, we need to experiment this thing.
Okay.
In the next couple of weeks, we must realize this objective. Don't expect them to begin.
So it just happen.
Yes, immediately. Yeah. Set the goal. What is our goal? To start having breakfast before 7 a.m. in the morning, so that we all can go to school early enough.
What is required?
What is required? Thank you very much. What is required? If you say you want to have breakfast and you don't know about the tools that you need, your gas, that's the tools.
Okay, so you'll just hold that thought there.
Okay.
We'll take a quick break now, and we'll be right back.